G'day guys, 10 Tony TV here and welcome to another episode of my Saving Man United save on FM24 here on my YouTube channel. And we've got two big matches for you coming up today. The first one is this match against Newcastle, and the next one is going to be the Premier League match against Tottenham Hotspur. Now Newcastle are just behind us in the league. As you can see there, in 9th, we're in 7th. Tottenham are in 4th. They are 5 points in front of us. However, we do have a game in hand on Tottenham, and we do have 2 games in hand on Newcastle, and we've actually got 3 games in hand on several of the teams around us as well, which is handy because we can then slowly play catch-up with our points. However, the reason why I've brought you these 2 matches and not the Tottenham and Europa League match against Ferencváros is, well, to put it simply, we've already qualified in the Europa to the next stage. We're not even going to come second in the group. We will come first no matter what. We've had 4 wins and a draw. So that is the reason why we have gone with these 2 matches. So the last time out, we played Silkeborg and then Leicester in the last video. Since then, things have been a little bit up and down. We had another 2-1 victory over Leicester in the Carabao Cup 4th round. We then lost to Southampton 1-0 in a match I thought we should have won quite easily, but it wasn't meant to be. We then beat Silkeborg again 2-1. Exactly the same scoreline as before, this time 2 different goal scorers though, Shaw and Rashford, as opposed to Xerxes with the double that we saw in the last video. We then managed to lose 2-0 to Fulham. We did get a red card. We had one of the youngsters come up and play. We did rotate the squad quite a bit. And the reason we rotated the squad was we had that Silkeborg match and then we had the Man City match. So then we played Man City and we played out of our skin. 2 great goals in the second half. We went in at half-time 0-0, came out in the second half and we just absolutely battered them. Bruno on the score sheet, Maguire with a header in the dying minutes just to put the game out of reach completely. We then went on to beat Lazio 1-0 in the Europa League, which is what got us to the point where there was no way we were moving out of top spot in that group. So I decided we'd bring you these 2 matches because there's no point. We're already through. From there, what we'll do is we'll play these 2 matches today, and then I'm probably going to bring you these 2 matches here for the next video, more than likely, or these 2, the Liverpool-Chelsea. Either Fulham-Liverpool or Liverpool-Chelsea. We'll see. We're going to bring the matches around that sort of time frame. The Carabao Cup quarterfinals, we have drawn Bristol City, who are in the Championship, but they are the only Championship side left in the Carabao Cup. The other matches are Brentford versus Nottingham Forest, Man City versus Chelsea, and Brighton versus Fulham. So things are looking quite good for us, you know, in terms of trying to make a play at winning some silverware this season. I know we missed out on the first piece of silverware with the Community Shield, where we lost to City. We got a bit of revenge on City in the last Premier League match that we played them, as we just went through. It's looking kind of likely it's either going to be a United City semi or a United City final. We'll see how everything goes. Anything can happen. There's been upsets all around. So we will go from there and have a look at what's going on there as well later. But for now, let's get on to these matches. This is the squad that's going to take us through this match. We do have some forced changes. So Dalot will be starting in place of Mazraoui because of an injury. Diallo is almost back from injury, so Diallo may be stepping in very soon off the bench and really making a play at Garnacho's spot there on that right-hand side. We have changed the tactic up a little bit. We created a second tactic. That was the original tactic we went with. Since then, we've gone with a more traditional 4-2-3-1. However, I have a whole heap of instructions that I've sort of put in there. There's a whole heap of instructions with the players as well that I have put in. I've really sort of concentrated on where I can make changes tactically, and I think this is where the first match we actually played with this tactic was that Fulham match where we lost, but then we played that tactic as well against City and absolutely dominated that match. So, and since then, it's actually been pretty good. So I'm going to stick with it for now because this tactic seems to be working an absolute treat. We do have that other tactic still available to us if we want to change things. Pardon me, change things up a bit. Excuse me, I am still a little bit crook. As you probably noticed in the recent streams, which where by the time you're seeing this, the streams are probably another 3 or 4 streams along. But yes, I have been a bit crook, so apologies now if I start coughing through this match. And oh, hang on, I've got a little bit fast there. We'll slow it down a little bit. All right. So we've got a corner early on here in the first minute, and Delot with the header. And the keeper's just parried it out for another corner. Let's see if we can get another good header off this corner. Fernandez with the in-swinger. Delete this time, and he puts it over the bar. Unlucky there from our defenders who are doing really well. We've had a lot of defenders scoring off set pieces, off corners like that. It has been phenomenal to see. Okay, our shape. Now, you'll notice we are sitting very, very narrow, and the whole point of that is to sit narrow. However, we want these wide sort of fullbacks who are on the attacking role to really push, as we're seeing Delot do here. We want those fullbacks to push down to that byline before they bring the ball across. And it's usually going to be a cross, or they could cut it back like Delot did then. So very important to note that if our shape looks a little bit off there, the reason is it is on purpose. And this is what we want to be seeing from our fullbacks, as Rashford, not enough power behind that header, unfortunately. However, a good play. Now, Delot and Garnacho both on a yellow card already. Look, the way I'm playing this tactic with the tackle harder and for most of the players, plus the fact that I've got get stuck in as one of the instructions, is going to cause us to get a lot of cards. However, despite the constant cards, it has actually been quite successful in terms of goals and dominating matches. As you can see, there has been no action down our end of the pitch, really. I'm not sure if actually Newcastle have had a single... They've had one shot, and it wasn't even on target. Now, they are dominating the possession. The reason why possession is being dominated by the opposition, usually with this tactic, especially early on, is I'm actually inviting them to try and make a play down the wings and letting the ball come in. Because we've got the tall centre backs, we're using that height advantage to our advantage, and basically saying, look, come cross it in, let us get the ball from there, and then we'll build it from the back there, and we'll create our chances on the counter. Hence why I've got counter and counter press. And oh my God, what an absolute scorcher of a hit from Mainu. That is exactly what I'm talking about. We're doing our goal dance. Some beautiful passing, and then Mainu, look at that. From distance, Nick Pope had no chance of getting that. And we have taken the lead. Now, we do have what could be an injury to Luke Shaw, but we're going to let him run it off a bit. I want to let him run it off a bit, see if that condition comes back, because it could potentially be something, but it could potentially be nothing. And I don't want to take a chance of early subs or subs when, I'll be honest, I'm a bit limited in the back line at the moment, especially out wide with the fullbacks, with Mazraoui injured. And I am looking to bring in another left fullback at some point. Once Malaysia comes back from injury, I'm probably going to look to sell him. I've been very fortunate that Luke Shaw has not really succumbed to any injuries this season, and Bruno with goal number 2 for us. And that's what I'm talking about with the get stuck in. Look at that. Beautiful tackling from Rashford. Rashford getting the assist. I found that with this tactic, the lads are really sort of working to get the ball back. And that is a good lead to take into half-time, 2-0. And as I said, look at there, Shaw has sort of recovered from that. We are probably going to have to make a forced substitution at some point during the second half because he's still not exactly at his best. But it is not the end of the world because we do have Lindelof and we do have Martinez there on the bench, so we could use any of those two on that left-hand side as well. The only problem is being forced into a substitution like that where it's for a slight knock. We're risking those red cards to those yellow-carded players. Good pressure there from Bruno. Manages to get the ball away from the attacking player to get it to Garnacho instead so that we could go on the attack. Unlucky that Garnacho didn't finish that one off. However, it was a good play. Yeah, I'm going to make that substitution. Shaw is going to come off. Martinez is going to come on. We will also bring on Højlund and Anthony. We'll make a triple substitution now. So 2 of the players that are on yellow cards are going to come off. I'm not going to risk red cards for them. Rashford didn't quite see Almiron coming. Mainu with some good pressure there. Bruno with the ball. De Ligt finds Mainu. Back to Yoro. Yoro can take some time there with a bit of space in front of him. Oh, nice ball there to Xerxes, who with his last touch of the game could have gotten a goal, but it wasn't meant to be, and he is being substituted now for Rasmus Højlund to come on. And we are looking very, very dangerous with this new tactic. I am very happy with it. It is a tactic that really suits our players and the way we are set up. I think it's great. So, you know, it has really worked well for us, especially in the big matches. So it could be one of these things where perhaps against the smaller sides, maybe we play the old tactic and then... And when I say the small sides, I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect any of the smaller sides like the Fulhams and the Southamptons and the those sort of teams, but it seems as though this tactic that I am using at the moment seems to work a lot better with the bigger teams. We are playing a very, very high tempo as well, though. Alright, we do need to make another sub. The lot is getting tired. We do need to make a change. I'm going to put Lindelof on that right-hand side. Oh, no, we've conceded. That's alright, we've conceded, but it's okay. And Ugarte is going to come off. We're going to bring on Mount. Oh, they're checking it. It's a goal review. Could it have been offside? It's been disallowed. It was offside. Let's have a look at this replay. We didn't get to see because we weren't making our changes. Yeah. Oh, that was... Whoa, that was close. I don't know. I think Newcastle got hard done by there, actually. I will not lie. I reckon they were hard done by. All right, another corner, an in-swinger from Bruno. It doesn't quite make it to its intended destination. But we are really working hard to make sure we keep this ball in play. But what I'm actually going to do, now that we do have the lead, we're going to lower the tempo and we're going to start time wasting. Let's protect this lead. Let's protect this lead. Great attempt there from Anthony. Corner kick to come. It'll be Bruno with the in-swinger again, but obviously nothing's going to happen from it because there is no highlight. All right, 4 minutes of regular time left. And like I said, we are now lowering the tempo, wasting a bit of time. So I'm just going to tell the lads just to calm down. Let's not put too much pressure on ourselves at the moment. We've got a good lead. Bruno probably looking for a penalty kick there, but wasn't his finest moment, obviously. But it is looking increasingly likely that this is how this match is going to finish off. Oh, maybe not. We've got a bit of an attack here happening. Rashford finds Højlund. Højlund finished. Ooh, is there a hint of offside there? I think there actually was. I'm not going to celebrate just yet. The review is coming in from VAR. It has been disallowed. I did think it was offside. I saw it as offside. I didn't want to celebrate too early. You can see it here. There he is. He's already straight offside. He was a mile offside. So I'm not going to be too disappointed with that. And that's the risk with the advanced forwards. The advanced forwards tend to stray offside quite regularly. And that's the idea with this tactic with the fullbacks set to attack. And I've got them crossing from the byline, or at least trying to get them to cross from the byline. The intention of that is, even if the advanced forward does stray offside, if the fullbacks get to the byline before they cross it, now, okay, is there going to be a hint of offside in that as well? Because in some of that play, several players were offside, I don't know. But no, apparently not. It is a goal. Okay, apparently Højlund did not interfere with that play, so Rashford does get the goal. Wow, have we dominated this match. And this is all with time wasting and lower tempo in place for the last 15 minutes of game time. So we managed to still get another goal. Great match. Fantastic result. Cannot complain with that. We dominated so well. Honestly, it was a fantastic result. Fantastic result. And that's what I've been wanting to see a lot more of. In this save, matches like that, you know, the tactic really starting to flow. That was the whole reason behind the change of the tactics. I felt that the other tactic, well, we were doing well. Do not get me wrong, we were doing well with the other tactic. However, I just felt that the opposition was getting way too many chances, and we just weren't being clinical enough, I felt. You know, we were getting the results. We were. Do not get me wrong. You know, results were great. But you notice when we were playing some of the bigger sides, you know, when we played Man City, when we played Arsenal, we just weren't quite hitting the mark that we wanted to hit. But since I made that change, look at the match now against Man City that we played last off stream. Yes, they dominated for a good chunk of that. You know, pretty much overall they did. However, we just happened to be that little bit more clinical, I felt. This match here in particular, though, against Newcastle, wow, did we dominate that match. And I'm curious to see how that's going to go against Tottenham now, who are in 4th place. So since that last result for us, we are now up into 5th. We've got 2 games in hand on the teams below us, so I am quite confident. If we can beat Tottenham, we will, 1, go ahead of them with a game in hand, and it'll put us on equal points with City with 2 games in hand on them, and equal points with Arsenal with a game in hand. So very, very happy with how things are going. We're really trying to catch up to Liverpool. Liverpool are the ones who we've got to chase. We're going to be 5 points behind them if we get onto the same amount of games, if we can continue to score victories, and both of us do continue to score victories. So I'm going to just play through until this next match against Tottenham, and we'll rejoin you very, very shortly. All right, and we're back for this match against Tottenham. So it's 4th against 5th. This will determine who goes above who, or who stays above who. So a very important match for us. Now, we've had to bring in one of the youngsters from the under-21s. Harry Amos has come up because of an injury to Luke Shaw in training, due to complete his rehab and return to full training in 5 days, so I'm not going to take any chances. Mazraoui's still injured. Heaton is now injured as well, but that's fine. He's only the 3rd choice keeper at the moment. And Diallo is back to full training, full fitness, so he's on a light match load, so we'll probably just bring him in off the bench, see how he goes, and yeah, we'll see how things start to shape up. Now, Harry is still a little bit tired, however, we do have Martinez on the bench should we need to bring him on. I am also going to bring on, no, not Lindelof, Johnny Evans onto the bench. All right, so other news. We are bringing in 2 new players on the 1st of January. So we're bringing in a new keeper, Rome Jaden Owusu Oduro. Good young keeper, 19 years old, a lot of potential. I'm going to be bringing him in to develop him and hopefully maybe have him as our 1st choice keeper in the not too distant future. He's coming in on a really good deal. We're bringing him in only for on a deal of, I think it was 30 mil. It's 10 mil up front and then 20 mil over 3 years. He's only going to be coming in on 1.6 per week. So 1,000 per week. So on a very decent salary for us. It's going to be a low salary. He does have a bit of an appearance fee, but he's got a contract until 2026, so a 3-year contract. So this is going to be a very good deal for us. The other one we're bringing in, this is going to cost us a bit. It's going to cost us 150 million over the next 4 years. So 50 mil up front and then another 100 mil over 3 years. However, and he's going to be on 74,000 per year over 4 years. Actually, no, that's not. We'll go over these two contracts once they come in, because that doesn't sound right. I thought I had a different contract here. We'll go over that. Either way, he is coming in, a very good centre back. Bringing him in to partner De Ligt in the back line there. We're looking at him as probably the replacement for Lindelof, who we're looking to get rid of. He is listed for loan and he's listed on the transfer market. We do have Everton want him for a transfer. Martinez is also wanted, and if someone does come in for Martinez, we probably will let him go, but I'm looking to get rid of Lindelof. So we're looking for a replacement. Yoro is a good player, an up-and-coming player as well. Do not get me wrong, he's got some great attributes, but he still has a lot of learning to do. So because of that, I wanted someone who's going to be more of a starter than what Yoro should be, and look to bring in someone like who we have to partner De Ligt would be a really handy tool. In fact, I actually have been considering not starting Yoro and maybe starting possibly Martinez or Maguire, as much as I'd hate to admit it, which I think is going to be Martinez. Yeah, I'm going to start doing that. But yeah, I think it's some very, very positive signs for the future there. As we give Harry a Muss a number, we're going to give him 34. Some very positive signs there for the future. We're bringing in players who fit the board's criteria. Bringing in players under the age of 23 for the future, and under 23s, players under the age of 23 under the age of 23 for the current first team. So we are keeping to the board's instructions and what they want, and I think both of those signings could be very good signings for our future. So we are starting to make some changes slowly here as we look to possibly move some players on in the next 6 to 18 months. I think. Like I said, Martinez, we're looking at getting rid of Casemiro. I'm probably going to look at getting rid of Onana in the next sort of 12 to 18 months as well. And look to play Bayindir for now as the main keeper if we do get rid of Onana. And from there, we're going to be building up the new guy to be our number one keeper moving forward, I think. Especially now with this new tactic. So the new tactic doesn't really want a sweeper keeper, which is what Onana and Bayindir are more suited to, the sweeper keeper role. So the new guy is suited more to a goalkeeper defensive role, which is what we want for this current tactic that we are using. As we see Tottenham actually dominating a little bit here in the very early minutes of the match, which is totally fine. I'm not too worried. I am confident that we are going to get the result. I think that's one change I am going to have to make, though. Just looking at how there we go, we've conceded. Son with a beautiful goal there, Maddison with the assist. I noticed them with the corner. We were we had every single one of our players in the box, completely bunched up. I may need to look at the set pieces and change that, because I don't want everyone back there. I need someone up the front so that when we clear the ball, we've got someone to clear the ball to. And I think that was where the reason for that goal was, because when Rashford went to clear it, there was no one in front of him to take control of that ball and just go. So we had no one to be able to counter with. Actually, see? Let's move there and there. We'll keep two players out there for we'll make that change for now. We'll see how it goes the next time we get a corner against us. And we have an injury to Garnacho, so Diallo is going to get a run early on here. I was looking at bringing Diallo on this match anyway, but the injury to Garnacho is making it a necessity now. I mean, we could have brought Anthony on, who's been phenomenal this season off the bench and in the matches that we've started him, but I really want to give Ahmad a bit of a go here. See, much better. Look at that. We had... Oh, no, that was an attacking corner. What am I talking about? I'm glad that I still had players sitting back for that attacking corner. I saw that completely wrong. Okay, we are looking very bunched up at the moment. Tottenham are actually playing very well. They've really got a hold of our tactic here and they're countering it very nicely. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually impressed. Well done, Big Ange. And my God, Onana, you should have held on to that. How did Onana put... Okay, much better. Much better. So we've got this guy patrolling sort of the edge of the area. And then we've got Ahmad out there waiting for the counter. Perfect. That is much better. I am much happier with the way we would then set up for that defensive corner. Much, much happier. All right, here we go. Bruno. We get the set piece. It's okay. Ahmad with the ball in. Didn't quite get it to where we wanted it. Bruno looking to push it forward to Ahmad, but put it way too far in front, which is very unlike Bruno. Very unlike Bruno. All right. So, we are going into half-time 1-0 down. We are looking very bunched up. That right-hand side is not looking where it should be. We need to fix that. We need to fix that. So Dalot and Diallo, well, originally Garnacho, not really working in the fashion they should in this match. They've been pulled out of position way too many times, I think. Good save from Onana. Again, probably should have held on to that instead of parrying it for the corner. And again, I'm very happy with how we're set up here. I like that he's sitting out, on the edge. And we've got Ahmad who is sitting there waiting for the ball to come up for the counter. Beautifully done. So that's a change that I have to look at making permanent. If it wasn't for that original setup for the corner defence, I think we probably could have avoided conceding that goal in this... Oh, no. Oh, no, Ugarte, what have you done? Well, we're conceding the penalty. Can we avoid the second yellow card for Ugarte? Or is he going to get red carded? We've avoided the card, thankfully. Oh, yes! Onana did go the right way, but it was the upright that saved us there. Okay. Very nice. It means that we keep it at 1-0 for now. And we can look to try and equalise and then possibly go in front. Tottenham have very much dominated this match. So, hats off to them, credit to them. They have done very well. Big Ange showing how good of a tactical coach he is. All right, let's make some changes. Rashford's going to come off. He has been quite tired by the looks of it. Martinez will move out wide. We will bring on Lenny Yoro. And Ugarte's going to come off for Mason Mount. We'll do that triple sub. And then we're left with one more sub we can make later on. And we will see where and how we'll use that sub. Very well done there from Tottenham. However, is a chance of offside. I'm going to stay hopeful here. I am going to stay hopeful. Okay. It was offside. I thought it was. I didn't want to be too optimistic, but I did. Yeah. He's just straight offside there, son. All right. We're still in with a chance of getting the equaliser here at least. Bruno is looking run off his feet as well. We're going to bring on Amir Ibrahimov. All right, we've got 10 minutes. 10 minutes to grab an equaliser here. Anthony picking up a bit of a knock. Not ideal. Here's our chance. Oh. Ibrahimov now from distance with a good shot, which is blocked. As we now, with 2 minutes to go, see Tottenham with an attacking chance here. Geez, they're taking their time. Referee. Where's the card for time wasting? I can't argue. I would have done the same thing. Big Ange being a tactical mastermind here. Big Ange doing what I did in the last match against Newcastle. Very well done. Hats off to you, Big Ange. All right, going into injury time. There's 8 minutes of injury time. We're into the third minute now of injury time. Third of the 8. As we see a free kick for Tottenham just outside the box here. Good save from Onana, pushing it wide for a corner. We've used up all our subs, so we can't take off the injured Dalot. We can't take off the injured Anthony. Everyone's going to have to really dig deep for these last 5 minutes. Down to the last 3.5 minutes now. So we see an attacking movement. Mount. Anthony with the ball now. Mainu. Ahmad finds Martinez. Back to Ahmad. Whoa. That was a very good chance for us. Good save. Do we have time for one more chance here in the last minute and a half? The ball's come in. Xerxes! Xerxes gets the equaliser. Oh no, they're going to check it for offside. Oh no. No. Oh, he was on. He was on. It is a goal. It is an equaliser in the dying minutes. There it is. Yes, yes, yes. Wow. I'm going to praise the lads. They did really well there. Oh, what a way to get a dramatic last-minute equaliser. Xerxes with the finish. Martinez with the lobbed cross. Wow. Cannot have scripted that any better. Wow. Oh, I've got to say that was a very dramatic finish, a very dramatic finish, but it was only a draw. It wasn't a win, but I'm gonna walk away from that match very happy with that draw. I think Tottenham played an amazing match. That was phenomenal. Credit to them; they deserve to stay in fourth after that. That was. Wow. They dominated. They dominated that match. So much. We actually did very, very well to hold on and come back and draw that match. All right, Garnacho has been injured. He's twisted his ankle. He's out for 6 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. Anthony's also injured, out for 8 to 10 days with a pulled thigh. Dalot is out for 2 days with a tight calf. We've got fitness concerns for Delit. Garnacho's injury sparks a crisis. Really? I don't think so. We've got plenty of cover for Garnacho. We've got Anthony, who's now injured as well, but then we've also got Diallo, so we are good. I've got Ibrahimov who can fill in that position if we need to. We've got Mount who can fill in that position if we want to. I don't think it's as dire as what everyone is making it out to be. My goodness. All right, so I'm going to go away now and I'm going to start playing through some of these matches. We're going to get through this Europa League group stage and we're going to find out who we're playing in the next stage. We're going to get through some more Premier League matches, the Carabao Cup quarter-final, and then we are going to come back at the time of this FA Cup third round and Liverpool match, or possibly Liverpool-Chelsea. I will make the choice as we get closer because we're going to see also where things unfold with the Europa League playoff stages, the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. We're going to have to wait till all of those pan out before we can really give you an idea, but we are going to come back around about that time, I reckon. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you've all enjoyed the video. It has been a very, very great video. Some beautiful football. We absolutely dominated Newcastle, and then we came back to draw against a Tottenham side that dominated us, and big credit to Big Ange who the tactical mastermind there for Tottenham, deservedly keeping Tottenham in 4th place ahead of us by 2 points. However, we do have that game in hand, so we could potentially still go in front of them. But big credit to Big Ange there. If you haven't yet, do hit the like button. Do leave a comment below. It would really mean the world to me. I always enjoy reading the comments and responding to them. Also, if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, then hit a little notification button so that you can be notified of when any new videos are being uploaded. I am trying to upload at least 2 videos a week for this save. If you haven't also, do go over and give me a follow on Twitch at 10Tony TV or on Kick. I do stream over there regularly. We're doing a lower league management save over there with FC United, trying to make them the best side in Manchester. Until next time, 10Tony TV signing out.